Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are taking a look at another Neca Godzilla figure, and this one is the Godzilla King of the Monsters, Burning Godzilla. This is the third version, I believe, of this specific Godzilla for the King of the Monsters film. We had the Atomic Breath version, the normal version, and now we've got this Burning version. And we've also got the very cool image here on the inside. It looks amazing. As the figure is not in there because I already took it out, you can see the very cool stuff here on the side, a little bit of information on the Godzilla itself, and then a very cool image of Godzilla here on the back, along with some shots of a few other figures that we have, of course, in the line with Rodan and Mothra, and then some information over here on the side stating that it does have over 25 points of articulation, a hinged jaw, and measures 12 inches from head to tail. I guess we'll be the judge of that, NECA. But regardless, the box looks awesome, so let's bring the figure in. So here is our Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Burning Godzilla, and it looks unbelievable here in person. Quite possibly even cooler than the Atomic Breath version looked, and that one looked amazing. So these NECA King of the Monsters Godzilla figures, the hits just keep on coming when it comes to these, and it just continues to impress me just how impressive NECA is when it comes to delivering a fantastic Godzilla figure. And again, at a really good price. These NECA figures are normally in the $20 to $25 range, so these figures are absolutely off the charts when it comes to sculpt and paintwork and everything, and of course articulation. For that price range, that is just mind-boggling. So again, the figure itself looks fantastic straight away, but let's get a closer look at it right now. So starting up at the head, you can see that the overall detailing is absolutely fantastic, as is the paintwork. You've got like a yellowish eye in there, the articulated jaw, and you can see the inside of the mouth still has that very cool burning effect. You can see the teeth are painted nicely. The tongue is painted with like a whitish coloration. And then you've also got some really nice color variation up here on the head, where it primarily has like a reddish appearance, but also has some really nice blacks that have been dry brushed over top of that red to give it that extremely cool burning effect to the Godzilla overall. The sculpt is pretty much the same, I would imagine, as the Atomic Breath version, so there's not really too much to go over when it comes to the sculpt, but you can definitely see that it looks incredible overall. As we run down the neck, the detailing and sculpt is just fantastic, and we start to see that kind of burning type of an effect pick up here on the back, and you can see shades of yellows and oranges and reds and stuff all throughout, giving it an incredibly cool look. And you can also see kind of like the burning effect leaking all over Godzilla. It looks extremely cool the way they've added that wash within all the detail of Godzilla. It's honestly fantastic and gives the entire thing such an incredibly cool appearance. The spines of Godzilla are equally as amazing as the rest of the body, and also include some really cool paintwork for sure. You can again see even like right here, that yellowish orange is like leaking up into the spines of Godzilla as well. Super cool paintwork on this figure, and you can again see how it has that like reddish coloration, and then the really nice dry brushing of that black all over the place, especially right here, gives it that super cool burning type of an appearance. You've got the really nicely sculpted arms and hands here, very nicely painted nails as well, which have also been kind of hit with like that dry brushing of the black. And you can see as we move down the body that the yellowish orange colors start to kind of leak down into the body, really nicely washed on. You can see down here on the underside, it sports like that reddish color along with some areas of that yellowish orange, along with also dry brushing of black. So there's so much color variation on the figure, and it really looks super flashy and super cool due to just how much incredible paintwork has gone into it. The legs and feet are sculpted perfectly. Again, really nice paintwork the whole way down. It looks amazing, honestly. I cannot stress enough how cool this figure is. If you happen to be considering picking this up, you don't even have to watch this entire review to know that you need to own this figure. If you are a Godzilla fan or a NECA Godzilla fan, I honestly love this, and I think it is easily worth a purchase. Without even seeing a review, it's honestly that impressive. As we start to come down the tail, you can see that the incredible paintwork continues as we run out the length of the tail, as does the absolutely fantastic sculpt work that NECA includes on their Godzilla King of the Monsters version. The opposing side, of course, is going to look just like this side that we just viewed, because the Godzilla figures always come in a very neutral position, so there's not really too much difference. You can see the tail is incredibly long as well, but there's not really much difference between this side or the other side. It's going to look pretty much the same on both sides. The only difference I think that I can really see straight away is like the way that this kind of leaks down onto the body. Does appear to be different over here, and then right here as well. You don't see that really over here a little bit, but there's a little bit of slight variation of paint, but the sculpt and everything appears to be the same, and that means it looks great from every way you look at it. As far as articulation, it's pretty much your standard articulation for a NECA figure, for a Godzilla NECA figure, I should say. You've got the articulation in the neck right there, the articulation of the jaw, then you've got articulation at the base of the neck. You've also got articulation of the shoulder, the elbow as well, and then the wrist right here. So let me try to do that a little bit better. There we go. We can move the wrist now a little bit, and then right there in the elbow, and then the shoulder. We've of course got the hip as well, the knee right here, and then the ankle. You've got articulation in the midsection of Godzilla right there, and then the tail is just ridiculously articulated right here, then again right here, then right there, right here, here, the whole way out. There is just ridiculous amounts of articulation all the way down to the tip of the tail. A lot of the older Godzilla figures had kind of like a bendable tail, but with these newer ones, it articulates the whole way out, and then once you actually move the tail, look at how incredibly smooth that is. I really love this new articulation in the tail of the Godzilla figures, the newer figures, I should say, because it just makes the entire articulation of the figures so smooth as far as the tail goes, really making them perfect for stop-motion film for sure. As far as the size goes, from the head to the tail, NECA was not lying when they told us they were 12 inches, actually a little bit more, maybe about 12 1/4 inches, or about 31 1/2, 32 centimeters, somewhere in that range. And for a height to the head, you're looking at about just under 6 inches or 15 centimeters, and to the top of the spines about 6 1/4 inches or about 16 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon now showing you around how big this Godzilla figure is. If you have any of the other King of the Monsters Godzilla figures, then you definitely already know how large it is, but in general it's pretty close in size to all of the other NECA Godzilla figures, as they are all right in that same size range. But next to these figures, if you happen to not have any of those others, but you do have some of these, then hopefully you have a good idea that this is definitely a pretty sizable figure. So this NECA Godzilla King of the Monsters burning version is fantastic. This is the third version now of this Godzilla King of the Monsters figure, and we have previously had just the regular Godzilla, then we had the Atomic Breath, now we have the burning version, which I think completes all the different phases that you could probably put out when it comes to this Godzilla, but who knows what NECA will come up with next. Regardless, I think that this third version is also awesome, just as awesome as the first two. I don't actually own the initial regular version. I only own this one and then the Atomic Breath version, but this one is just as awesome, if not maybe even a little more awesome than the Atomic Breath version, and I think it is an absolutely fantastic sculpt, really, really faithful to the screen accurate Godzilla. You could really tell that it is pretty much sculpted just like the Godzilla in the film, as NECA usually always does do a spot-on sculpt when it comes to their figures, and this one definitely is just that, really perfectly matching up with the Godzilla King of the Monsters version. I think that the sculpt, as far as the very fine detailing goes, is just off the charts as well. The paintwork on this, which is what makes this the burning Godzilla, is fantastic. I think they 100% nailed the paint in every aspect. It really does generally look like the Godzilla that is burning from the inside pretty much, and it definitely has a very cool appearance, very flashy and striking appearance. Really the type of Godzilla figure that would be a head turner and really draw people in, because it is so beautiful looking. I love the way they've kind of given it certain areas like a wash with the yellowish orange color, so it kind of runs down within all the incredible detail of Godzilla. and then dry brush certain areas with that nice blackish coloration. They've absolutely done a beautiful job overall on the paintwork of the figure. And then, like always, when it comes to NECA Godzilla figures, you have incredible amounts of articulation, which allow just unreasonable amounts of display options and posability with your figure. So this is a surefire win when it comes to a Godzilla figure, and that's pretty much what I'm always going to say when it comes to NECA and their Godzilla figures, because I have yet to ever see a bad NECA Godzilla figure. So if you want to pick this up, I will include a link in the description to where you can purchase it on Target. However, the last time I looked, it was out of stock, so I don't know for sure if it is going to be in stock again at some point soon. I have no idea. However, I can tell you that in-store in Target, I've seen it quite a few times, so your best bet might be to just head to Target, go in-store, and actually purchase this there. Regardless, it's worth the hunt. Definitely a really cool Godzilla figure. So make sure you pick this up, but before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.